Broadcasting live from the EBSN online studios in Columbus, Ohio. It's Silver and Blue Nation, the voice of diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. Now, here are your hosts, Big Game James and Producer G.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up?
Starting a little early today because I got an important birthday to go to. I'm going to give a shout-out quick to Mr. Tyler Saunders, my girl's son. Happy birthday to you, 16. You only have one of those, sweet 16 to you. So happy birthday to you, and I hope you have many more. And,
Happy birthday.
You said you was going to give me some. That was a great excerpt.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
We said we were going to start the show with that.
We're starting the show with glory hole. Way to bring it right into it. Did you like that?
I love it.
Okay.
Get them T-shirts out there.
Shh.
Give everybody a little bit of a hint.
Shh. Quiet on the set. Things is coming. Y'all better be ready for them damn shirts, y'all. Anyway, I'm Big Game James, and that's
Producer G.
What up? We are back in full effect Sunday. Boring Sunday because it's not training camp time. You like how I sing?
You have a lovely voice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been practicing. They always say you sound better in the shower, but, I've been seeing myself outside, outside the shower, and I've been having some voice. I got some little lyrics for you, too, on the low, but it's a boring time, so I might start a little rap career for a month till training camp starts.
I'm sure it's more entertaining than what's going on right now out there. Let's go ahead and start off with some shout-outs and stuff. Thank everybody who's been tuning in with us. The Silver and Blue Nation live podcast.
Yes. What's up, everybody?
Streaming live right here on our Silver and Blue Nation page, as well as Phantom Sports, Dallas Prospect, Law Nation, EBSN Online. We're on YouTube as well. Go subscribe there to Silver and Blue Nation.
Please.
And people watching on Law Nation, we appreciate all of you as well. There's a ton of people in there already tuned in.
What up, all y'all?
Ready to talk Cowboys, DRVS, Ramey and Mac, Craig Incredible.
Craig Incredible. I
love
like
the
that.
YouTube names. They're
Craig
always
Incredible. That's hard.
The YouTube names are always fire.
Yes. I need ninja nuts.
Christopher Hogan, who's tuned in. Virginia's finest. Everybody who's always tuning in with us. We appreciate it. Tyrone Church. Stevie Mag. We're waiting on Ninja Nuts. We got Harold Cowboys Martin there. We always appreciate
what up, Harold?
him. Steven, Arthur, thanks guys for all tuning in. We haven't even touched Facebook yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump out on mine since you've been giving hella shout outs on yours.
Let's
what I'm saying? We give out Annette Rary, just gave a shout out to the son, Joe and Lucia. What's Wesley Schaefer, Ryan Dye as usual, Christopher Glover, you know how you do. Who else we got in there? Maurice Trevino. Always coming in full effect. I know my other guys. I've seen other guys on other pages. Just jump on in. Get on the Silver and Blue Nation. If you're looking on any other page, Big Game James, at Dallas Prospect, we love that you're on them pages. But if you want to jump on these comments, jump on the Silver and Blue Nation so we can hear your voice, because at the end of the day, it's about y'all, ain't about us. So we want to hear these voices and talk a little bit Cowboys football. Even though it's boring right now, we still going to talk a little bit because some stuff always going on in Dallas Cowboy land.
Like us, share us, invite all your people, all your Cowboys friends
to
get
we just
in here
having
so
fun.
we can talk Cowboys.
We're just talking Cowboys football.
And now it's time to jump into some topics then. So make sure you leave the comments so we can talk about what you guys want to talk about as well. But we're going to start off with something that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And our quarterback, Dak Prescott, does a media tour, and he signed an endorsement this past week.
Yeah, he signed with Campbell's, and he had
Big week for Dak.
Big week for Dak. He needs to get that money because he ain't getting paid no big contract. Wasn't no first-round pick, so he ain't getting paid that big money. So you can't hate on him for getting those endorsements. I know how they say, hey, don't be too much in the media and getting too – because maybe we said last year maybe he got a little too high in the clouds, maybe with the endorsements, smelling himself from the, 13-3. Got brought down to earth a little bit, so now you maybe be a little leery of being in the limelight too much. But, hey, at the end of the day, you still got to get your money. You still got to get paid. I mean, this is a job too. So endorsement comes around, and Campbell's or somebody like that is saying, hey, we want to throw some money at you and endorse this. I don't think I'm going to say no to that. I don't think I'm going to turn down money. So he did his little tour. He was on he was damn near on everything. Dan Patrick. He was on Undisputed. He was on who else was he on? He was on.
Did he make an appearance on The Herd?
He made appearances on The Herd, and he was somewhere else. I mean, I think he was on NFL Network.
Too bad he couldn't have stopped by us.
Yeah, man, that would have been sweet. But he was on pretty much damn near everything. And I don't think he gave a bad interview. A lot of people were baiting him. Skip and them were trying to bait him. But
he's well prepared for those interviews.
He's well prepared. He knows not what to say. He knows not what to try to jump into the base. So I like how he was able to do the tour and still be a stand-up guy and be our leader. And I think he showed it once again in all those interviews. They were saying, about, what do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys signing you to, money? Hey, he's basically saying what anybody should say. I play good. It's going to take care of itself. They're going to take care of me. I play good. And how can you not lie about that? That's the truth. If he plays good, he's going to get taken care of. That's the truth.
And those answers to those certain questions and situations can show a lot about your character, and that can also relate to the football field. And that's why you see him. He's always prepared. He's prepared for the interviews. He's prepared for the game. So you got to like what you've seen out of his media tour. It could have went the wrong way, They could have. Young guys get out there and say things that sound stupid early on in their careers, like Des Bryant. He never really sounded good to the media.
Right.
Dak's very mature, and you got to love that about him as your quarterback. As far as the money thing goes, I mean, it's cool that he should take that money right now. He's a fourth-round pick. He's not getting a lot of money, so he needs that kind of money. But you look at guys who get paid big, like Tom Brady, you never see him endorsing a lot of stuff.
Well, that's true. But I think it's a different type of era. And I don't know. I think those two guys they're different type people. I think personally.
When I think about people who have endorsed Campbell's soup before, like Donovan McNabb, have Cam Newton did it too?
Did he? I don't know. I don't know if Cam Newton. I think he may have. I
can't remember who else.
Campbell Soup doesn't have a lot of good people though.
Did they?
Yeah, Campbell Soup be having hella good people.
I remember Donovan McNabb for years.
I mean, Campbell Soup have hella good people. You know what I mean? So it ain't like that's a bad thing. I don't think he's out there.
Yeah, maybe not. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, I like how you brought it up, but that's okay. I feel like this he understands the responsibility, and even to bounce off that segue to what we were also talking about, with the leadership role and how he's okay with the receivers by committee. He's going to be out there before training camp starts, out there with those receivers, getting even more in tune with them, working with them, working on routes. I think he and all these receivers are really embracing, especially with the new coach Sanjay Lal that's really teaching these guys. It gets you more excited when you're really getting taught the game. Then you got a young quarterback, and then you really want to prove a lot of the critics wrong because they say we have one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL. So I know a lot of guys are out to prove that we aren't. So this is a good time to just shut up a lot of critics, because there are always going to be critics out there. Anything you do, anything you're trying to be successful in, there's always going to be critics. So, hey, fuel to the fire. Dax was reading it on the Dan Patrick Show, what they were reading, the scouting report on him. And so he's been dealing with this, seems like his whole career. I don't think how this could be any different.
Appreciate everybody who's tuning in so far. We really appreciate that.
What up, Vondell?
Joe Lucia. Let's go ahead and see what some people think about this topic before we move on from it. Joe Lucia says, yes, CBS Sports Radio was one. Tiki interviewed him. Christopher Glover throws Antonio Brown in there. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Chris, but thanks for watching. In the comment, Vondell Jackson, what's going on? Joe Lucia says Dak is a workaholic. He's bound to succeed. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I can appreciate that. And then over here on Law Nation's YouTube, we've got Say Primetime commenting, Elias Gonzalez, people just saying Dak attack. CT Cowboys, DC4L says Zeke is starving. That's something we're about to get into next. Young Wilson said glory hole. What a topic to start with. Yes, that's going to become a trademark of this show. It has been the whole time.
Right.
I want me some glory hole.
Always.
And if we missed any of your comments so far over here in Law Nation's YouTube, keep them coming in. I'm trying my best to monitor, but you guys comment so fast, it's kind of hard to keep up. But
what up, KG?
I'm monitoring everything. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Give us a big thumbs up, a like, and a share if you like the video. And we can go ahead and shift then to the next topic, and that is the coaches are ready to be riding Zeke hard this year. So I want to ask you then, and people watching, to leave it in the comments, can we see 2,000 yards from Zeke?
Man, you can definitely see 2,000. I don't know. It can happen. I'm not going to sit there and say it cannot happen, because it can absolutely happen. I mean, Chris Johnson did it. The guys that I've seen Terrell Davis do it. I've seen Eric Dickerson do it. I've seen Jamal Lewis do it. I've seen Chris Johnson do it. Who else got 2,000? Somebody else got 2,000. I think I saw too. I can't remember them.
I think the last guy was Chris Johnson, wasn't it?
Was it Chris Johnson got the last 2,000? Somebody bring that up.
I
for
can't
me.
remember. If you know, if y'all know in the comments,
give me all the 2,000-yard rushers that have been out. I didn't see O.J. Simpson, so do it, but I've seen Eric Dickerson and those guys. But give me a quick list of all the 2,000 rushers, right quick. Somebody, real quick, please.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Seen Barry Sanders do it. But my thing is, I don't really need him to do 2,000. Like I said,
what are these coaches saying?
They're saying basically, we're going to ride you any way possible. You're going to get that ball, like one of them 300 carry type seasons where you're seeing like when DeMarco Murray got fed like no other, where you saw the running game was dominant, just like it was his 2016 rookie year. But now this is year 3. Now you're more mature. Now your body is rested the way you want. You got the distractions behind you. It seems like now you're ready to be a leader of the team. So doesn't it seem all the more right to start feeding you even more? I got the shirt. Feed the dude. I wore it perfect today. I mean, thank you. I mean, but feed this guy. I mean, he's ready. He's hungry. He's still young. And guess what? You know, I listen on NFL Network. Maurice Jones-Drew. These guys are putting LaShawn McCoy ahead of him. David Johnson, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell. They're putting all these guys ahead of him. And you don't think he doesn't see that? Yeah, Zeke is a competitor, and he sees that, and he's ready to take his mantle back. 2,000 yards is not out of the question. But I'm cool with a 1,700, 1,800 yard like a DeMarco Murray did, and 12, 15 touchdowns. You know what I mean? 500, 600 yards receiving. I'm real good with that. That lets me know that our offense is looking real good. I feel like if that is definitely happening, and we're definitely winning a lot of games if he's getting over 1,700 to 1,800 yards or close to 2,000.
So you can see possibly a 2,000.
I can see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not in my opinion, not this year. But I definitely can see it. I feel like about the 1,700 mark, one of them good 1,800, 1,850 years.
Teresa Daniel in our Facebook Live.
What up, Katina?
Again,
Arturial?
If you just tuned in on Facebook and you're watching on any of the other, we were on 5 different Facebook pages. The one that we're streaming on, the one that we're monitoring your comments on is the Silver and Blue Nation Facebook page. So go there and watch the video there. That's where you leave your comments so we can see what everybody's saying about what we're talking about as well as what you guys want to talk about.
Yes.
And as far as the Zeke situation goes, before we move on from this, let's see what people had to say in the comments.
We touched on it last week. What do you think? Do you think he get 2,000 yards this year? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And I told you why last week, because I like the young running back, Scarborough, the draft pick. I have a feeling he's going to come in and make noise. He's going to eat some of the carries.
Well, you stay with that because you keep on saying like he's going to run all kind of yards, and I don't think that he's going to do all that.
I'm not saying he's running all kind of yards. I'm just saying he's going to take some away. I mean, 300 or 400 yards.
Yeah.
Rod Smith maybe 100 or 200 yards. Rod Smith's going to be the third
going to have more. No way.
No. Scarborough's going to beat Rod Smith out.
No, he's not.
You're going to like Scarborough a lot better than Rod Smith.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
We're going to look back on this show and be like, damn.
We'll look back on this one and we'll just say Rod Smith is better than Bo Scarborough.
Well, everybody keep that in mind.
Ask everybody right now. Who would you take, Bo Scarborough or Rod Smith?
Yeah, they're going to say Rod Smith, but
because
I'm telling you, I got a feeling about Scarborough.
Okay. You have that one. I'm not taking him over Rod Smith.
Well, just remember what I said.
You remember what I said.
Bring it back.
You bring it back. You remember what I said.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Terry Turner. A lot of people are kind of cautious about saying 2,000. They say that would be kind of a reach, but everybody was very quick to say over 1,500.
Oh, yeah, that's almost like a given. You feel me? Like
I don't know, man. The leading rusher in the NFL last year didn't even hit 1,500.
He played 10 games. How many games did he play last year? 10 games, and he got
947 or something.
And only had 200-some carries, and there was he had the Denver game where he didn't do nothing. He got nothing in that game. I know he had a couple other games he was under 100, but he still came in running. I mean, just to get 1,000 yards in a 16-game season, I think you only had to average like 67 yards a game. So that's not crazy. That used to be the bar back in the 90s. Like, ooh, if you came in the league and you got 1,000 yards as a rusher, they were like, okay, you're good. Now that's not the barometer. If you're coming in and you're a good running back in the NFL, you have to be like 1,300, 1,400 yards. That's where you're the good backs. Any back can get like that 1,000 yards. You're not a great back because you got 1,000 yards. You have to hit that 1,400, 1,500, 1,600-yard marks to where people are looking at you like you're a good back, and you have to consistently get that every single year. I do. I don't think if you're just like 1,000-yard back, that makes you great.
There's only like 6,000-yard rushers, so 1,000 yards is about.
And 16-game season is not a lot. It's like 67 yards.
That's not a lot, but that's the way the game is now.
But that don't mean you're a great running back.
It doesn't mean you're great, but that's the standard. That's the bar now.
Nah, I don't think that's the bar.
No one hit 1,500 last year.
Not 1,000 yards rusher.
No one hit 1,500 last year. So that's not easy to hit 1,500.
No, but okay. So if you're seeing a back getting 1,500, 1,400, 1,600, you're saying that's a good back. If you're seeing somebody getting 1,100, 1,000, 1,089, who you think is better?
Well,
LaShawn
McCoy had 1,100 last year. Jordan Howard was under.
What did he have before that?
These are top backs.
What did he have before that?
I don't know.
14.
I have to go look.
Yeah, 1,400.
I mean, yes, 1,500 is a huge season. I'm just saying you don't see 1,500 hit that much. If you hit 1,500, you're probably the best back in the league. One of them, I think it was the kid from Kansas City last year that led the league and had that about 1,500 yards.
Oh, Hunt?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're looking at him like,
and
okay.
Le'Veon Bell was second.
And then you're looking at him like, okay, he's more legit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying 1,500. I mean, that's the bar. Like, no one hit it. So, anyway, we can move on because I saw this question earlier on our Facebook live feed, and I can't remember who asked me or asked us about it, but I'll go ahead and put it up here anyway. And if you want the credit for it, put it in there again. I'll shout out your name. I'm going to bring that question up,
Ron.
too. Don't answer it yet in the comments. You don't answer it either because we kind of already talked about it, but I'm going to bring it up again later in the show. Would you rather have Bo Scarborough or Rod Smith? I want to see what people think about that. But for right now, let's get an update on Earl Thomas.
Bring it.
And do you still want the Cowboys to try to pick him up?
I don't care. I mean, yeah, if we could, there was I think I posted an article about a proposed draft. I believe we gave up like a 2019, was it 2018 third and a 2019 fourth, and made the salary where it was. I'm not gonna say no. That's freaking Earl Thomas. Yeah, if it was able to happen, yes, but I'm not thinking about that every day like I used to. Back months ago, I was like, yes, because it could really happen. Then when that trade the trade didn't go down, the things didn't happen where they went. Now I'm just kind of like, man, I ain't worried about Earl Thomas because he ain't here. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when the coaches are talking about, oh, what's up with Earl Thomas? Or you hear Bill Belichick when he's talking about guys that they're trying to bring up guys. He's like, I'm not talking about them guys because they ain't here. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to talk about Earl Thomas because he ain't here. And until it gets closer to where it really can be a reality, I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about Xavier Woods. I want to talk about how he's got the chip on the shoulders. Like every day I'm out there practicing and working to make sure that you don't want to talk about or get Earl Thomas. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Richard I think Chris Richard, as much as he probably would run an Earl Thomas, why wouldn't he? I think he wants these young guys. It's even more. Isn't it better to him, more credibility to him, if he comes all the way over to the Cowboys and takes a bunch of guys just like he did with the Legion of Boom and comes over and does his magic with the Cowboys as well? That gives him more marks. So I will think if I was a coach, I want to get my own guys over here and start my mark over here so it can make me look even better as getting a head coaching job.
We'd love that. Let us know what you guys think in the comments too. I mean, would you still want Earl Thomas? I know it's been a while. It was kind of hyped up. The media does that. They need stories. They need you guys to be, and us too as fans, everybody who's fans, to just go nuts on their phones and internet and post these things about Earl Thomas. And it probably was all just speculation to begin with. I'm sure there's some truth to it. And it was really hyped up after he went and said to Garrett that he wanted to play with us. But,
yeah.
But do you still want him to come? Let us know in the comments.
I mean, if you're looking at a lot of the comments that's going on right now, just looking at the Facebook comments, they're going rapid crazy. We appreciate everybody that's coming in. Joe Lucia, Matthew Shelby, Jesse Gonzalez, Val Gutierrez, KG Gist, Michael Balzadua.
I wonder where they're all watching from. Let
Terry
us know
Turner, Jawan James. Everybody, I'm seeing a lot. Some people are saying, oh, of course, it's a no-brainer. It's Earl Thomas. But I'm hearing a lot of people also say, go develop the youth. That's why you drafted them. If we're so high on our draft picks, and I said get the veteran if he's there, but if we're trying to develop these guys, then let these guys get a chance. I mean, honestly, I would like a Earl Thomas over Jeff Heath, but if you're looking at the position Earl Thomas is going to play, he's most likely going to be taking minutes away from Xavier Woods. And we don't want that. We want Xavier Woods to play a lot. We want him to be our center field guy, and that's the same thing where Earl Thomas is to the Seattle Seahawks, and that's what we want Xavier Woods to be. So, obviously, that's why I want Xavier Woods to kind of take the mantle because I feel like he's a playmaker. He was a playmaker in college. We saw a little bit. I mean, he had the one interception. That was a good interception he had against Atlanta where it was tipped up in the air and he jumped back to the other side of the ball and picked it up and actually ran. He played multiple positions. He just wasn't pigeonholed as playing the free safety. Played a lot of slot corner. He's versatile. He has good size. And I think he's going to be a guy I said that he's going to be the guy that's going to lead the team in interceptions this year because we haven't had a guy over 4 interceptions since 2011. That's with Terrence Newman. So that's pretty big.
If what you're saying and we get that kind of value out of a 6th-round draft pick, I'd be stoked.
And they wanted to get him. Remember, we wanted to get him in the 4th round, but they had the Ryan Switzer thing, which maybe in our eyes kind of backfired now because he's not even with us now.
Well, maybe Ward's pay off.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about later too. So let's just wait to that.
All right. And we're trying to hit 1,000 comments today in our Facebook.
Yeah, man,
section,
let's go ham, man. Let's go.
Everybody
jump in here. Let's talk. I'm gonna listen to y'all, man.
If you got to put letter by letter, spell out your words. I'm trying to hit 1,000 comments.
Just talk, man. We need a lot of comments in here.
Bring it in.
It's a lot of people on here today.
Let's get everybody
a lot of people
in here. I mean, we're on Law Nation YouTube, Silver&Blue Nation YouTube. Subscribe there.
What's up, everybody?
Check out Law Nation.
You know what I'm saying? What's
up,
everybody? We love all y'all.
A lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're already into the show deep. We only hit 2 things, so we got to start moving this thing. But let's give some shout-out. Joe Lucia in Orange, Texas. Let's see. Who else we got? Matthew Shelby in Ohio. That's where we are, man.
Ohio.
Val Gutierrez in San Antonio. Just people watching all over the place.
Jessica's back in here. What's up, Jessica? It's been a long time. You know, she a rider hard. Don't say one thing about the Cowboys with her.
Gregory Rodriguez agrees with you. He says Xavier Woods going to lead in picks.
I'm telling you, man, Xavier Woods.
Hey, like I said, a 6th-round pick, I'd be happy with that.
Our secondary as a whole is going to be very good. When's the last time we've been ask anybody? Let's ask a lot of people. Since we've been asking a lot of questions, you know, with Rod Smith and then Bo, and then, you know, even with Zeke, let's ask them, do we really think this secondary is going to be nasty? Because I do. Yeah,
let's put it. Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
What are y'all? This the most excited you've been in a long time
about this
defense?
The defense and the secondary in particular, because what we have. Even if you have Jeff Heath back there, are you just really excited? I am. I don't know why. I'm just super excited. I feel like the swag Cheeto, I feel like is going to blow up. I don't know. It just felt like he is really confident. He is really, really, really confident. And Jordan Lewis, you know, he's just my dog. He's just that. I just love Jordan Lewis. That's my dog. And I think Anthony Brown is going to step up. He's right now in the slot in the first team. And, you know, they said the technique that he's getting, the one-step technique, they said that he's really improving.
Exciting. Very exciting young secondary.
And Rashard has brought it back.
The limit. Unlimited potential out there. And we can just add to that in the coming drafts. Let's give a couple more location shout-outs. Jod there in Dallas, Texas, over here on Law Nation's YouTube. Dexter Green in Houston, Nick Diaz in Arlington, Rand watching from Canada. Appreciate that.
Canada.
Nate's in enemy territory over in Philly.
Yeah, we got to give you that. Big shout out to anybody in Philly repping
Thanks
us.
for watching from out there, because I know you probably catch hell out there.
Hella hell.
Tyrus Atkins in Texarkana. Appreciate that. And then we had Joe with the kind comments. Joe Lucia over here on Facebook says, "We're the bomb. Love this show. We appreciate you tuning in."
We love you, Joe.
We know Mexican Tony's in Freeport, Texas. We got Ron Smith in Salt Lake every week.
You know how Ron
tuning in. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Ron.
Will Richards says you guys are in Ohio. Yes, we are.
Cool in the gang. He said cool in the gang. That's what's great
about what we do. We can do this from anywhere in the world. You wouldn't even know where we are.
Oh, that's how good we are. We ain't that good.
Thanks for tuning in, Ron. Make sure you're inviting all your friends and sharing the video and all that.
Listen to a lot of people, though, G. A lot of people are excited about that defense, too, and that secondary. Because when's the last time we just really had guys that could really attack the ball in the air?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time,
Anthony Henry would be the last guy I can think of that really got interceptions.
But as a whole, like where you thought the whole secondary could be just opportunistic.
I kind of liked it back in like 2007. We had Ken Hamlin, Terrence Newman, Roy Williams, Anthony Henry. Mm-hmm. I forget who else. There was a lot of big names on that defense. Brady James was there, but like that at that time, that was probably the last time I felt so good about the defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm feeling so good about this secondary because, like I said, Jordan Lewis, he's a guy that goes after the ball, and I feel like they're going to just be scrappy. You know, I just see the vision. I don't know why are you getting in my head so I can try to explain it? You know what I'm saying? Like when these guys are going to be throwing the ball, I just feel like our guys knocking the ball down, jumping up in the air, knocking these guys down, and just the enthusiasm. I see the enthusiasm. That's why the enthusiasm.
I think one of the biggest impacts on this whole situation that probably goes underlooked is getting rid of Skandrick.
Yes.
He might have had a good attitude like for us on the field, but maybe that wasn't so good in that locker room. You know what I mean? For these young guys to be able to develop. Now you see Cheeto and them bonding. Their boys are all happy.
Changed.
They kind of seem like the leaders now.
Yes, it changed.
Cheeto with the new number. He's doing the new little dance in the video. You know, he's all happy. And
that's a great point that you just brought out. And I mean, let's be honest. I'm sorry, and I'm not bashing you, Dez, but getting Dez away. Now you see the freedom of the receivers. Now they're loose. Now everybody's more loose now. I just feel like you had to get away from the negativity and there had to be the positivity in that locker room, and let these young guys do it. It's these young guys' time now. It's these young guys' time to shine. And just that's a great point, especially with Scandrick, because he was one of the old heads in the defense, especially
the leader. Everybody would look up to him.
He was never the leader.
I'm just saying, being that veteran, you're just kind of automatically by default, you're the guy that has that experience.
Right, but hell, he was never a leader, I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe, the attitude
he had the attitude.
We don't know how that impacted the locker room either.
Right, but because I remember we wanted that when he got hurt. What was it? 2015?
He's been hurt so much.
No, when he blew his Achilles, I believe. When it was 2015, I believe, because Sean Lee got hurt 2014. So I think he got hurt the next year. But I was kind of like, dang, Scandrick's out because that attitude he brought. So I give him that. He brought the attitude, but that's the only thing I thought he ever brought to the table was just the attitude.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So we were talking about young guys anyway, since we moved on from the old players. Dak and Zeke, during the offseason, they got this dead period, before camp begins. They've been working with teammates, with other guys before, we start up training camp, right?
Right.
What's been going on with that?
Well, like they said, the Deontay Thompsons of the world, the Allen Hearns of the world, the Michael Gallups of the world, the Cole Beasleys. There was a little thing on the page where I posted where Cole Beasley might be a guy. I told you, he could be a guy that I said you could use him for trade bait, but obviously he may just stay in the fold. What do I know? Because I'm not there every day. But he's a guy that, he could rise up. They've been playing him a lot. They haven't been playing him a lot, but they have been using him out on the outside, inside. And he is a guy that can win one-on-one matchups. That's why he's a valuable player, because he can win those one-on-one matchups. He's a quick player. He is a good player. For anybody to say Cole Beasley is a bad player, that's just plain stupid. So Beasley, and I feel like he says he has something to prove too, because they said he fell off after the big 2016 year. They said he fell off. So I feel like, and they're talking about he's a rapper now. He don't care about football. So I think he's out to show everybody that, you know what, I can juggle both, and I'm out there. I got a chip on my shoulder. And I think the receivers as a whole, and I believe that Dak is just really the commander of the team now. It just feels like he is now. And that just had to happen with the receiver issue with Dez. And we talked about it last year, how we always felt like he always had to force it. And now whenever Bryant was not in the lineup, you could see Dak was always playing freer. He could look around. He didn't have to look to the left and say, oh, I got to look right here right quick. That messes up your reads when you automatically feel like you have to look for somebody, and he might be automatically double covered, because even the defense knows you're looking for him too. Now the defense doesn't know who you're looking for, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Dye says he's excited about the defense, going back to the defense. Well, first, I guess I should say Will Richards' comment. Looking forward to seeing the new offense is basically what you're talking about, like, got all these new receivers. There's never been more of an exciting time I could think of outside of maybe – remember last offseason? It felt very exciting coming into the season. This offseason feels even more exciting because now you got all those rookies that you had last year in their second years now, and they got experience, and now you got the new offensive look that you knew was kind of not working. So it is very exciting offseason, I think, for any Cowboys fan right now.
I think when I wasn't more excited last season. I was like, well, let's see, because I want to see what happens with Garrett. The year before that, when we got Zeke and Dak, that's when I was super excited because I knew we were going to come right back on top.
Well, you thought you'd have Romo, though.
Yeah, you thought
last offseason you just came off that 13-3.
Well, I know, but I was still excited to get Dak before when we drafted. I'm talking about that excitement when we drafted him because I felt like we had a backup if something happened to Romo. We finally had a quarterback now. So if he did get hurt, we got a guy finally after all these years. That's what I was excited. And of course, when we got Zeke, that was freaking crazy. And just the draft as a whole. And now you got guys that you feel like this was another good draft. The team is young, very, very young. And I think that's the exciting part. When you see a football team that is really young and they're good, you get excited because you know this isn't just a one-year thing. And as I said before, you got the line signed up for at least 3 years altogether. So now it's time to make those moves.
Christopher Glover is wondering why no one's picked up Dez.
Well, let Dez tell it. He said he ain't got no problem with no team. So I don't know. I wish that's why I said, G, we're gonna make it happen when we get closer to the action so I can actually hear Dez Bryant say this or actually see it. I don't want to go off some freaking media report because, you know, Dez Bryant is saying from what he's saying that I ain't got no problem with no teams. So we'll see. I personally feel like he's not going to get signed to anybody unless there's a major injury, like a big-time receiver getting hurt. Then, yeah, he's going to get one of the quick calls. But if not, why would you pick him up if you're happy with your guys and you don't have to pay him any kind of money?
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Okay. So let's go ahead then and shift to a new topic. We will go on to one. This is a good one that you brought up. We've had, 5 suspended players? Is that what you're saying? We're talking about Jason Garrett.
5 straight years, I believe.
5 straight years of suspended players or something?
Yes,
so has Jason Garrett created a good culture despite having these suspensions? You feel like there's been a good culture in Dallas? Because I feel like we've always complained, even last season.
We complained about the culture. I believe that was more Jerry.
Thing we complained about.
I believe that was more Jerry. I felt created the culture because he always is overriding. And that creates a culture of, well, I'm not going to really have to listen to the coach like that because I know the owner is going to kind of override that. I'm not going to say it's a bad culture because every team, you look at the Patriots, didn't your boy just get popped for a 4-game suspension? Edelman just got popped. So, and they've had plenty of players that have had, issues. Every almost damn near NFL team is going to have some problems. So I don't sit there and think that we're the worst. I don't think it's a bad culture at all. I just feel like it's I don't know if he's just a guy that I just feel like the players like him, but I don't know if they just feel like he's the guy. I don't know if they know. It just seems like it's 8 years, and why is it not happening? Like I'm just confused. I'm just frustrated with Jason Garrett. I'm confused and frustrated with him because I don't feel like he's a bad guy. Our teams, we play hard. When you watch our games, we don't never give up. We play hard. We do things necessary, but it's like it's always something. You know what I mean? Like it's always something with us. It's just always something with Dallas. It's like it's never just straightforward, handle our business. It's always something with us, and I think that's the frustrating part because we finally have a team, and we've had a team since we've legitimately team has since 2014. We've been competitive. We didn't have the major injuries every single year. We're competing. And every year now we have a competitive team where you're going to say we're almost a playoff-bound team every year now, right? So it can't be just playoffs now. It has to be championship games. It has to be Super Bowls. It has to be that now. And if it doesn't get that, then there has to be some kind of change because you can't have that much talent on your team and not produce bigger games than one victory in how many years?
Yeah, I mean, how long are they going to just find that to be acceptable? Man. I guess as long as we're buying tickets and going to games and doing shows, they'll probably continue to do that.
It's just that, like I said, that's just the frustrating part. And even when you come into this year, right, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm optimistic about our talent of our team. I'm optimistic about our young guys we have on our team. I'm optimistic about our assistant coaches that we got. But I'm cautiously optimistic about can he get us over the hump when we play a big game and we play in Philly and he's going against Peterson this year. Is he going to outcoach him? Or we're getting in the meat and potatoes of the schedule and we need a big game. Is he going to outcoach these? That's what I'm looking at more than anything else is those huge games that we need to take and win. And then the playoffs. I'm really not even looking at that regular season with Garrett anymore. It's these playoffs. He has to show in these playoffs. You feel me? He has to win in these playoffs, man.
Before we move on real quick, let's give a few shout-outs to maybe some new people who tuned in. And if you're just joining us, it's the Silver and Blue Nation live streaming podcast. We're on EBSN Online, Phantom Sports, Law Nation, Dallas Prospect on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe to us everywhere. We have iTunes and Google Play. When the show's over, if you want to just listen, you can, and maybe hear your shout-out on the podcast version as well. And just give us a like and a share if you like the video, and keep your comments coming in if we missed anything. There's so many, it's hard to get to all of them. But
we apologize.
We're here every single Sunday, so it's not like we're going anywhere. You can keep commenting in, even next week.
We apologize.
If we missed you today, we're going to be here a little bit longer today, so keep it coming. I'll try to, if we miss it, just send it again. Hopefully it'll pop across so I can see it. I'm only one person. I can only do so much. But just thanks to everybody.
Stop that crying over there.
We appreciate it. We're just going to go ahead and stick on the coaching topic for a sec because we were talking about Garrett. And Ron Smith actually asked, so I'll set this up just for you, Ron. Will Chris Richard be the next Cowboys head coach?
I don't know if he will, but he should. That's what I just feel.
You don't think he will?
I hope he is. I feel like that's why they brought him over here. I feel like for you to leave a defensive head coordinator job, even though they say he got fired, and then he comes over to us and is like a passing coordinator, doesn't even get the defensive coordinator job. I feel like I told you last week that I feel like there was that underlying talk, like Just come over here and do this for it right quick, and then we'll bring you in the fold.
Right.
And I told you that I feel like the Cowboys love to hire from within. They don't like to keep going outside them circles. They like people staying within. Look how they're building the team right now. They're building everything from within. They like to keep everything within. We're not getting big free agents, people from anybody else. We're not pulling people. We're growing players from our own team, and I think they're going to do the same thing with the coaching staff. And, yes, I feel like that should be the guy.
Garrett himself was from within.
Yes, he should be the guy. I feel like he should be that guy that comes in and takes over if Garrett fails. That should be the guy. Hell yeah, I wanted it. As soon as he came over, I said that should be our next head coach. I was instantly on that.
You got to be excited. I mean, he has a Super Bowl pedigree, and you know what he could do with that defense in Seattle. So
just listening to him talk, and I just feel like the more experience he gets, he'll just keep getting better and better. And I believe people will stay listening to his message because it's bigger than – it's the X's and O's of the game. You definitely have to have that. But I believe that mental preparation of the game, and I think Garrett does that, but it's just the edge that he brings. When you listen to him talk, when I hear Garrett talk, I'm like – when I hear Chris Richard talk, and I don't feel like that should make you a head coach. I'm not sounding stupid like that, but I'm just saying when the guy talks, I'm just like, man, okay, I'm playing for you.
Hey,
bro.
I mean that's definitely a factor.
It's just real.
The composure, the way you control yourself, and all that. So, based on then their success over in Seattle, you think it was more a product of his coaching or talented players? Because I'm wondering what he can do with players that might not be so talented, or if he can use guys to their talent ability.
Well, they were talented, but if you look at how they came in, the only first-round draft pick they had was Earl Thomas. They got Brandon Browner from the CFL. You get what I'm saying? Richard Sherman was a fifth-round pick. Chancellor was a sixth-round pick, I think, or it was even undrafted. And then the guys, Maxwell, they had. These guys weren't like high picks. He made them and molded them into something great. So I feel like he's going to be able to do the same thing. And like I said, he's been with Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll's a damn good coach. He was a good coach at USC even when he was in the NFL for a little bit before he came back into the NFL. And then when he came over to Seattle, look how he transformed that team, that damn good coaching. You don't just win those games just with that talent. You got to have good coaching. How many times have we seen time and time again you've seen talented teams and they don't win nothing? It's because of that coaching. Mm-hmm. That coaching comes into play. And Pete Carroll, I feel like, is a really good coach, and that was a good guy to learn under, and he's followed him for a long time in his career. And I believe Carroll prepped him to be a head coach. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why he's like, yeah, go over to the Cowboys because this could be your time.
Mm-hmm. Giovanni Ramirez says, is Rolando McClain a free agent still? Whatever happened to him since Dallas let him go?
Man,
he don't like football.
He don't like football. That's one of those things where you just shake your head with Rolando McClain every time. I remember when we signed him, I was so excited and geeked because I remember watching him at Oakland. He was just big and strong and nasty, but he never loved football, and he just played because it was a check. And that's the only reason why he came back and played for us, because of a check. But he couldn't. If you don't care about something, it's easy for you to go do something stupid or what we consider stupid because you just don't care about it. It don't mean nothing to you. So we say, man, you're playing the NFL, man. How can you not? And him, he's like, man, I don't care about no damn NFL.
Let's give some shout-outs on our Facebook Live feed. We got Arturo Lugo in there.
What up, Arturo?
Everybody who just tuned in,
what
if
up?
We miss you, keep it coming so I can give you a shout-out. Shout out your name. We got Ken in there. Terry Turner, Jawan James, a lot of our regular people. Craig Mike, thank you for tuning in. Eric Doxson, Diego, you're in here every week now. We appreciate that. Make sure you guys tune in every single Sunday because that's when we're here. And those of you watching over here on our Silver and Blue Nation YouTube as well. Harold, I know you've been commenting. I haven't really been checking these comments much, but I'm about to soon, so we'll make sure we get to those, so keep them coming there.
Jump on.
And then over on the Law Nation as well. I mean, there's just so many people. Paul B., Reggie Dunn.
Appreciate all the
Chris
likes,
Longley.
too. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, thanks for all the likes, the thumbs up, the shares.
Yes, thank y'all.
I mean, we love it all. And,
we
do
said
it
that at
for
the same
you guys
time.
every single week.
Did we say it at the same time?
We did say it at the same time. Woody McMahon is my Cowboys family YouTube over here.
We love y'all.
Everybody tuning in.
It's a beast today, ain't it?
It's a very nice today. Last week was Father's Day. It's a little bit chilled out now. Now we're into the summer.
The World Cup is going down.
Summer just
So, a lot of white
week.
people are watching the World Cup, so we appreciate y'all even watching us because I know that World Cup has been banging. I didn't really get to watch it a lot this year. I do. Let me not act like I know the players because I don't. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's exciting because them stadiums are freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll watch them games because, you know, a 1-0 game is, like, serious. It's like that loud noise in there. I just be wanting to put on some soccer clothes because, hey, I got a soccer build. I ain't no big dude. I got a soccer build, so I could probably play some soccer.
I don't mind. I don't care for soccer at all myself. I would not interested. Jeffrey Jerome Watson just tuning in from North Carolina.
What up,
Thanks
Jeffrey? I think y'all might be your first time. If it is, salutes to you.
Yes, make sure you turn on notifications so it shows you on your phone.
Yes,
Silver
please
Blue
do.
Nation is live.
Davion
Tatum, thanks for watching. Ryan Dye wants to know about Scott Linehan. What if our offense doesn't improve? Is he in jeopardy?
He should be. I think he will be.
Probably the whole coaching staff.
The whole staff. But Garrett, and Linehan, if it falters, let's say that we don't make the playoffs, they're both gone. Let's just put it like that. They ain't going to be there. They're not going to be there.
They're kind of tied together.
Yeah, they're tied together, so they're both going to be gone. I don't know. I think Marinelli still may get saved. If our defense isn't crazy bad, I think, and if he still wants to coach, I feel like they would still keep him because now that we got Richard, I feel better with Marinelli kind of there now because you just go mess with the line. You know what I mean? Because nobody hates Ron Marinelli. Nobody hates the guy.
Maybe Richard can step into that D coordinator spot before he steps into head coach.
That's what they've been saying, but why
maybe
not?
That's a 2-year process.
Maybe
next year he's D coordinator, and then year after that,
maybe
he's head coach.
We'll see. Well, it depends on how we happen this year. Because if he fails, if Garrett doesn't make the playoffs, I could see that him and the defense still battling. I could see him leapfrogging and getting promoted.
They'd have to make a move because at some point they're going to start.
Because somebody's going to pull him.
They're going to start losing fans if they continue to do that.
And plus,
he's going to make you not want to watch no more.
Well, Jason Garrett ain't going. He going to be gone if he don't make the playoffs. We know that. That's a damn near fact. He's not going to be there if we don't make the playoffs. Again, that's a fact. My thing is, Chris Richard is a hot commodity right now, and we can't afford to lose him. So if something like that does happen, we pray it doesn't as far as having a bad season, but we can't lose him, and we might have to promote him to that level because other teams are going to try to poach him quickly.
Tim Miller says, how much of our success, you can answer this one quickly, I'm going to move on to another topic. He says, how much of our success will depend on the defense?
A lot of it.
Meaning, so if that's the case, then the offense, you don't, maybe not have as high expectations as you do for the defense.
I don't have that high expectations just because of the uncertainty at the tight end position and the receiver position. That's my uncertainty with that. I mean, there's uncertainty on the defense. I mean, you got Dave Irvin sitting out the first 4 games. I mean, we don't have any like big name guys on the line.
Randy Gregory's not guaranteed.
Randy Gregory's still not guaranteed. I mean, you still got Sean Lee and Jalen Smith with the injuries still hangs over their head. The secondary is still unproven because it's still young. We just got a whole boatload of new coaches, so it's a lot of unproven, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't know. I just feel really good about our defense. I feel like it's going to be opportunistic. Rob Marinelli has always had those guys flying around, bringing Richard in the fold. I just feel like it's going to really – you're going to just see a different defense this year. You're going to see a different defense. You're going to see it from week 1. I think it's going to be attacking. It's going to be swallowing. It's going to be swarming, and it's going to be exciting and fun, and they're going to be creating a lot of turnovers this year.
Jawan James, going back to offense now, he says, who would you want to replace Linehan if it doesn't go well for him?
I like that guy from Stanford.
What's his name?
David.
Is
something.
he their head coach or offensive coordinator?
I believe he's their head coach. I believe we could make him our offensive coordinator and have Chris Richard be our head coach. That'd be sweet.
Davion Tatum, just straight up, are the Cowboys going to make the playoffs this year?
Yes, I believe they are.
What about the division? They going to win the division?
10-6. That's what I said they're going to be. I
think that wins the division.
It's going to be between. I think it's going to be coming down to the last couple of games.
I have a feeling Philly last year was an anomaly. I have a feeling.
I much as I don't like Philly, I don't feel like they're a 1-year wonder.
I think they will be.
No, I don't feel like they are.
They ain't bouncing right back. All right, let's go on to another topic then. Travis Frederick, so far not announced in NFL's top 100 players of 2018, and we have the top 10 left. So will Travis Frederick make the list?
I mean, can I say that's mother-sucking crazy that he's not in there? I mean, you got, first of all, Zach Martin came in like, 70-something, 71, I believe. That was crazy. He's one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the league.
According to his contract, he's the best.
I mean, and he's shown it every year in his 4-year career. He's dominated, and he's only ranked 71. You got Tyron Smith, who's been ranked one of the highest, and he was the one of the highest going into that at like 37, I believe. Mm-hmm. So now you sit there, or 39, one of those two. But now you're sitting there thinking Travis Frederick is one of the best, if not the best center in the league consistently since he's been in the league.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing that he's not in
there. And he's not in the top 100?
I hate this list anyway. I've always hated this list. It's voted on by players. Like, I don't like that list.
Well, I mean, but don't you think if it's voted on by the players don't respect Travis Frederick?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like the
list.
What
is that?
Because it looks like that he's not getting respect, so I don't understand. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know.
Yeah, I need to ask y'all fans, like, what the hell's going on? Like, these are the guys that play in the NFL. Are you really saying that these guys are saying Travis Frederick is not in the top 100?
How do you know he's not top 10?
I don't know, but that would
I guess someone would have to be left out. I don't know.
It's kind of crazy to me as centers in the top 10.
What's up, Floyd?
You feel me? You feel me?
Yep.
That's just kind of I wouldn't see them putting a center in the top 10.
Diego, yeah, I'm with you on that. And honestly, like, people probably would put Zach Martin ahead of Travis Frederick.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think people would put. But Travis Frederick's been a dog.
Where'd Tyron Smith check in at?
He was in the 30s.
30s.
And I think at his highest,
he's the best lineman on the team.
And he's the best lineman.
Best tackle in the game.
So
when healthy,
we're gonna see if he's not in there and they don't vote him on. Then I don't know why you have the top 100 because I don't see why these guys are sitting there having some of these other guys. You don't have freaking Travis Frederick.
Diego agrees with me. Top 100 list is a joke. Kerry Teagle, straight BS. Will Richards, the list is garbage, especially if Frederick's not on it. Giovanni says they never have respected the Cowboys. Last year they gave him some love, Dak and Zeke for sure. But they were those exciting rookies.
Zeke got 54. Dak didn't even make it.
I mean, last year.
Yeah.
I'm talking about last year.
Well, I'm just saying, Dak didn't even make it, and he had better numbers than Cam Newton.
Arturo says the list is BS. They had Watt last year, and the dude was hurt all year. Christopher Glover says, does Dak make the top 100? No. That's not going to happen.
You should have knew that was – well, I knew exactly that. He was not going to get any love this year. I mean, from this past year. I knew as soon as that top 100 list came out that he was not even going to – remember we were talking about it, how you thought he was going to be? And I was like, nope.
I thought he would, yep.
I was like, hell no.
No.
I said Dak would not be on it.
Tim Miller says the list is a joke. Floyd says, sorry he's late. You guys are early. Yes, we're early today.
Yep.
Normally we're on around 3:30 to 4 o'clock. So
and that's what we'll always be. Just had a little –
about when we're going to end today.
Little birthday thing going on. It's your birthday.
Yep. So special time today, but every Sunday we're here sometime in the afternoon hours. Like I said, turn on those notifications. It's going to tell you right away where we are. Diego wants to know why Zeke was ranked so low. I mean, it had to be that suspension.
The suspension, that's it. But you know, like I said, Maurice Jones-Drew said.
But it's still a joke.
It's still a joke. I mean, you got LaShawn McCoy is nasty, but he ain't better than no Zeke. No, he's not.
Joe Lucia says, does the show come on every Sunday at 1:30? That was a special time. Well, we didn't go on at 1:30 today. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but we're here usually between 3:30 and 4 p.m. Eastern time every Sunday. Somewhere right in between there we start the show. We don't really have a set time we have to do it, so we start it right in there, and we go to about 5 every week. So, and you can always go back and watch old ones too if you're bored throughout the week and like you're fiending for some Cowboys talk. Just go watch some of our old shows on YouTube.
It's fun, and then like I said, we got those little. Hey, let's talk about.
Yeah, we got a couple more topics to hit before we jump out of here.
Well, I was saying we was going to talk about what did people think about these Madden ratings.
Yeah, there we go. We'll jump right into that then. So, were they fair? I mean, do you guys think they were fair? They gave the Cowboys an 81. You got
look at the list. We're not that far. If you got the top, we're in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
7.
But I don't know. I guess that's not bad compared to the top, but the ratings are just super low anyway. Like Dak getting an 80.
What do you think he should be? I think Dak should at least been like an 85.
85 at least.
I think at least an 84, maybe 85.
Zeke 91. That could be higher.
Zeke should have been a 93 at least. If you missed 6 games, he should at least been a 93. He was tied with. I mean, David Johnson was higher than him at 92, and he missed more games, I believe, with the broke wrist.
I don't like the way they do these ratings, and the Super Bowl winners automatically the highest rated team.
They gave Zach Martin 95, Travis Frederick 92, Tyron Smith 94. Sean Lee. These are the notables. Sean Lee was 91. DeMarcus Lawrence was 89.
Sean Lee, 91. I'm a little bit surprised because another thing that I hate about Madden is they always make the players slow, like really slow, and having a low speed rating could hurt you in that game. So I wonder how fast they have Sean Lee. I'm curious. I haven't really cared for Madden the last few of them.
See, I haven't played Madden. Like, honestly, my Madden game was nasty back in the day when my kids were younger. I used to smash them. And, you know, they got a little bit older. They weren't smashing me, but they were beating me. You get what I'm saying? They were getting good. And just, you know, when everybody started doing the online stuff, I just didn't advance as quick as everybody else. And then, you know, when that happens, I'm just like, I'm going to just leave this alone because people are just going to start destroying you. When you jump online and your game ain't ready and you think you're ready and you go on that online, you better know what you're doing. Yeah, you better not play ranked. You're going to get your head smacked in and blow out. You're going to be quitting by second quarter. You feel me? And I don't want to be that dude.
Floyd says he thought Dallas would have been ranked lower. Yeah, I could see that too. I didn't realize they were ranked so high. But 81 feels low, though.
It does feel low, but when you look at that list, I'm like, damn, we was that high though. But
yeah,
it feels low. It feels like we're almost.
Low,
yeah. But they didn't really get. They didn't really get no. I mean, what they only gave the Eagles 90.
Yeah, so
I mean they're the top. So there wasn't no. But when you look at the NFL as a whole, was there really a dominant team in the NFL? No. Somebody could have.
Eagles, I guess.
They weren't dominant.
13-3, weren't they?
Yeah, but they weren't dominant.
I'd say we were dominant in 16.
Okay, but you still could know we could get beat.
Yeah. Somebody asked about, I can't remember, let me try to see if I can find the person's name, but if not, I still remember the question. Someone asked about who would get more yards or how many yards should you expect from like Hearns and Tavon Austin.
Oh, Hearns maybe 800 at the most. I don't think nobody gets 1,000 yards. Tavon Austin, he ain't gonna get a lot of passing yards. I don't think so. Maybe 400.
Since we're talking about Austin, then we'll go ahead and segue that to were the Tavon Austin and Jihad Ward trades, are they going to end up being steals?
I think they will be because I believe they really are going to use Tavon Austin.
And let us know real quick what the trade was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What was traded for who?
Okay, so Tavon Austin came in for, Jihad Ward came in for Ryan Switzer.
Straight
up. And then Tavon Austin, we traded a draft pick for him, I believe.
Sixth round pick?
I don't know the pick. I
think it was a 6th rounder.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it was a very late round.
Yeah, it was a late round pick, 5th or 6th. But y'all tell me that was it a 5th or 6th?
You think those are going to be steals?
I think they will be because I feel like Jihad Ward is going to come in a good time because David Irving now with the situation with the 4-game suspension, he's probably going to get some good work. And Rod Marinelli loved him. When they had him at the Senior Bowl, he was working with them. That's what made him stand out was that good work Rod Marinelli was doing with them. So I feel like that's a match made in heaven, a reunion that was much needed. So that's going to be a steal for us, I believe. And then Tavon Austin, I honestly feel like they're going to get him more involved than they did a Lance Dunbar, than they did other guys, Lucky Whitehead, even what's the other guy? What was the other guy that went to the Giants?
Dwayne Harris.
Dwayne Harris. I think that this might be finally a guy that they will get involved because Tavon Austin has that different kind of herky-jerky speed, and you just want to get him the ball because he can at any given time he can do something with it. So that's why you have to get it to him, and I believe Dallas will make it a point to get him the ball, and I think he will make some plays for the Cowboys this season.
Explosive ability.
Yes. Any given time, I like that.
Diego, real quick, any updates on Malik Collins? Hit that real quick.
No, they said he could be near training camp. It looks looking better for him for training camp. But once again, I don't think they're going to rush him because he had foot injuries before. So you don't want chronic foot injuries because you have to push off that, especially playing the defensive tackle position that he's playing. He needs them feet. So I feel like once he starts getting healthy, they're still going to bring him along slowly. And as long as Ward, Dayton Jones, Brian Price, they got the kid Antoine Woods from the Tennessee Titans. As long as those guys are able and they're healthy, let him rest. Let him get fully healthy. We don't need any more injuries on that front.
And real quick, and we're going to give some shout-outs right before we wrap it up. We're getting ready to wrap the show up. So if you missed anything, you can rewatch it here or check us out on Google Play, iTunes, and YouTube as well. So if you missed anything, you can tune in every week to catch us live. So we'll have the last couple things here.
A lot of people asking about tight ends.
Yeah, real quick, let me hit this final topic that we have planned, and then we'll go into people's comments and then wrap the show up with that.
All right.
Aqib Talib, this is kind of just a nugget, but maybe you wanted to hit on it a little bit. Aqib Talib said he wanted to be in Dallas before he ended up signing with the Rams.
Well, I think he's a Dallas native, isn't he? I think he is.
I don't know.
I believe he is a Dallas native. So, yeah, I mean, everybody wants to come with the Cowboys. So, I guess John Elway asked him what teams would he be open to be traded to, and Dallas Cowboys one of the teams he mentioned. I posted that on my Big Game James page to see if anybody thought that, hey, if Aqib Talib was available, would you have wanted him on the team? And a lot of people said nope, don't need the headache, don't need the problems, which I agree. And they're just saying it's just going to stop the process or the progress of our young guys, and I feel like that is true now. I don't feel like we need to bring any kind of veteran over as far as the cornerback position now. It's these young guys' team as far as those cornerbacks go. Safety and with the Earl Thomas because it's Earl Thomas, but if you're really looking at our cornerback position, we don't need to bring any guys in because we got a plethora of those young guys going on. Nobody's forgot about Marquez White. Duke Thomas is still there. They got the Travarius Ward that was undrafted. The Alumba from Portland State. So they got a lot of long guys that are going to be competitive. So we're going to have a good time and see what's going to happen.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into some comment. We didn't even get any phone calls today. We just got so much to talk about. It's hard to even fit those in. But make sure you check in next week. You guys can always give us a call, too, if you want to jump in here and chat with Big Game James. Matter of fact, I think we might start doing something. We got to start coming up with some new stuff for the show. I was thinking maybe we could have like one of you guys kind of co-host the show on Skype with Big Game James. That'd be kind of cool, too. So maybe we could hold some kind of contest for that in the future. But you want to get some of these last-minute questions and shout-outs in before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, just a few people have been really talking about the tight end position. What do they really think about it? Not just one person, but and, Rico Gathers. We talked about it. It was good that somebody asked about Rico Gathers because it was a really good article from Katie Drummond that I posted on the page like 2 days ago. It was a good article. It opened your eyes. The problem is this. They're saying why is basically the reason why Rico Gathers is not playing because it's Dallas being self-inflicting its wounds. They're basically keeping him off the field. The question arises where if Dallas has the best offensive line, right, and one of the best running backs in the game, why do you need to have a big-time blocking tight end when you have a really good offensive line that already does that? Why can't you just use him as a mismatch and create, and you're not using him to his full potential, which is very true. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the problem is with this Rico Gathers thing, with the media and everything, that's why I say, I want to get close to that action. We're going to make those moves to get close to action because I want to be able to hear and see through my eyes what's really going on with Rico Gathers. You know what I'm saying? Because we hear the media and then we hear, oh, he's not working hard or he's not doing this, and right now he's fourth string. So he gets a label because of what is being reported to us. But then you hear other people saying, he's looking good, he's doing this. What story is it? It's confusing. Which Rico Gathers is it? Because he said he was healthy week 7, and they kept him off the field. So it makes you think, like, what the hell is really going on with this damn Rico Gathers situation? Why is this such a big deal? What is really going on? Because it seems like there's always a little drama with them with this situation. I want to figure it out. Are they going to play this kid or not? What's really going to happen with this dude?
And thanks for that question, Carrie Teagle and Will Richards. And we'll just let's do like some rapid-fire comments, I guess. Will Richards says, will Tavon Austin see more time as a running back or wide receiver?
Running back.
So you're seeing a lot of sweeps, a lot of screens, plays.
Bubble screens.
Who's going to be starter at tight end week 1?
Blake Jarwin.
Blake Jarwin. What do you guys think in the comments? Will Richards want to know about Antonio Gates. Is there any chances there?
No.
And Joe Lucia says, didn't the Chargers re-sign him? They probably should because they lost Hunter Henry.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Spoony Dog over here on our Silver and Blue Nation YouTube channel says, with the new defensive scheme, do you guys think the D will lead the league in takeaways and picks?
No, but they'll be higher than they've ever been. We're not going to lead the league, though.
That would be nice. You never know, though.
Yeah, but I don't believe that. That's just my opinion, but I don't lead the league.
So let me give some shout-outs before we wrap it up. That's about all the questions that I could see there at the moment.
Yeah. Let's get C.J. Richardson. I believe.
Is he in there with us?
No. Vondell Jackson said get C.J. Richardson on the show. I'll hit up C.J.
We've had him before.
Oh, I talk to C.J. all the time. Let me not friend. Like I talk to him all the time. That's a lie.
Yeah,
But we be kicking it out. He just was in the cow fields with all the cows and everything, and we chopped up back and forth. He told me he went bass fishing. They had a little private lake, and he had all kind of bass in there. So hell yeah, we'll have CJ. I'll hit him up this week. I'll get in the inbox, and CJ Richardson, I'll have him on there because CJ's always cool, and I love CJ. He's a really cool dude. I love CJ.
Matter of fact, Vondell, if you go over to our YouTube channel, you'll find that interview that he actually came on the show and was talking to us about his experience when he was able to do the first take, your take, and he battled Stephen A. Smith, which was pretty cool. So.
And he's been on the show before that too. So.
Yep, he's called in before.
Yeah, so we always have a good time with CJ.
We need to get him in on Skype.
Yeah,
that's what we need to do next.
Yeah, so
I'll set that up soon.
Yep, I'll holler at him this week and we'll get him on the Skypey. And don't forget before we get off, Social Club. Hey, we got a show. We got our normal show on every Sunday, but this Saturday you need to check in on our Silver and Blue Nation page.
I've been telling everybody Sunday.
So that's why we're here. So definitely Sunday, we're always going to be tuning in, but Saturday, make sure everybody tunes in on Saturday. We will be at the Social Club event. Taco Charlton's going to be in the building. He's doing a day camp there for a lot of kids. He's doing a great work out here in the Columbus, Ohio area. He's from Pickerington High School, went to Pickerington, went to University of Michigan, as you know. But he's doing a day camp. I think 250 kids got to go for free, which is, wow, what's that? That was pretty big. Doing a free camp for 250 kids out there, real big event. We're going to be at the Social Club. He's going to be on there with us. He's going to be out there, just be talking Cowboys football. So, or not just Cowboys football, just stuff in general, maybe pumping up, what he's doing for the kids out there. And I believe he's bringing one of his friends there as well from, I believe, the New York Giants. So it's going to be a real good event. It's going to be the Social Club event. Silver and Blue Nation, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday. So make sure you are tuning in on that. Silver and Blue Nation. Taco Charlton from the Dallas Cowboys will be in the building. We will be there as well. So we're going to have a really good time. It's going to be a great event. All Cowboys fans out here in Ohio, even though we ain't out there in Texas, which we will be there soon. We're still repping out here, Ohio, in that Cowboys Nation. And make sure y'all all tuning in and showing all your support for the Social Club and the event and Taco Charlton as a whole. So we're going to definitely want to see y'all in that. We appreciate everybody. Had to take care of something. How's everybody? So let me give our last bit of shout outs to everybody I see here. Will, Jawan, Ron, Diego, Aneg, Glovan, Floyd, Ron, Sean, Ryan, Joe, everybody who's been tuning in. Vondell, Carrie, Will Richards, James Lyles, Victor Hernandez, Giovanni Ramirez, all y'all, just appreciate it. Oh, and I got one last thing before we go. I got one last thing for y'all, but don't go anywhere. Everybody make sure y'all tune in. I got this. So remember, we always tell everybody to give us ratings, right? We always tell everybody to give us ratings. So we always say, give us a 5 rating. Give us a 5 rating. If you're not giving anything else, don't even bother to give us, right? So it happens. So we just happened to get a rating yesterday. I happened to check, and it came from a Scott Prunty. I don't know if it's a real person because there was a Facebook, didn't have nothing there. So, but I'll read it to you. I'm gonna read the rating. Here it goes.
What is it?
It's a rating.
Awesome.
So I got a rating for us, and this was not a good rating. It was a bad rating.
Really?
It was a bad one. I'm gonna read it to you though.
Let's hear it.
This reminds me of why I hate my own fan base. Whew. These guys are a joke. The only reason why I'm doing this is because they asked to give 5 stars. That must mean they watched the show because that's the only way we would know that. I'm giving them what they deserve. I'm never on Facebook, but I feel this strong about it. Go listen to Cowboys Huddle podcast or Foots the King on YouTube. Gave a 1 rating.
I wonder if maybe that person is involved with that show, or maybe maybe they're producing that show. Who knows?
That's okay. No matter. First of all, let me say this. I respect everybody. We it's not always going to be good. You feel me, G? Always got to have improvements. Always want to get better. First of all, I definitely subscribe to Foots the King on his YouTube page. He's good. He's got some good stuff. And I seen the Cowboys podcast with him and Mark Holmes. I subscribe to both of them. So big shout outs to them. Matter of fact, when I went down to the NFL draft, When I kicked it with Vosh Lombardi and Law Nation and Foots the King and Mark Holmes, we was all down there kicking it. So, and I got to kick it with him, and we, I was on one of his other little clips. So, big shout outs. He's got a huge following on YouTube. You feel me? So, big shout outs to those guys. My thing is, we all about peace and love. You feel me? We ain't out there trying to be better than anybody else. We trying to be one big happy family. But if somebody ever feels that way, we always want to improve and be the best. So we will take that one rating and we will look at it and we will say we will become even better. Because out of every 75 stars, sometimes you get a 1. Feel me?
Yep.
Sometimes that does happen. You know what I mean? Can't all be 5 stars, even though there's a hell of a lot of them. Can't all be that way. But you know what? Hey, let's get better, and we appreciate you. Salutes to you if that's a real person, Mr. Scott Prunty, and we are going to get better on your behalf.
Some good final thoughts there. A good little segment.
You like that?
Maybe I should cut that out and tag him in it so he can see it.
Yeah, just big shout-outs
so
to you because we're all about the love.
With kindness.
Yes, we're all about the love. We ain't about no hate. We all about just being a great thing
Appreciate
together.
everybody who tunes in, gives us 5s and watches every week and gives us shares and likes and thumbs up. We certainly appreciate that. Send all the reactions in to us, commenting. We didn't quite hit our goal of 1,000 comments today, but it is what it is. Maybe next week we can do that. Saturday is going to be huge. Taco Charles. Make sure you don't tune in Saturday, not Sunday. I've been saying something. We are normally here every single Sunday, but next week only will be on Saturday. Because we got to be here on Sundays throughout the season for the games and all that. So next week, Saturday, coming to you from a remote event, Taco Charlton, potentially special guest. I don't want to lock that in, say that's guaranteed, but he's supposed to be in the building. And last time we went, we got Michael Wiley, former player, on there. That was pretty cool. So
we had a good time of it. They really know how to throw a party at the social club.
Ryan Dye says, great show as always. Thank you, Ryan. You've been holding it down with us for a long time. Appreciate you tuning in. Everybody who always tunes in and with us all the time to get
how about them Cowboys?
Always get a how about them Cowboys.
Oh, and yeah, next week we got a whole bunch of them. And even next week, like I said, we got some. I don't want to just keep on saying it. You're just gonna see it. We like little skits, just some things that we're going to really integrate with more content with the fans. You know what I mean?
Something outside of the show.
Outside of the show. Now, we're all not just going to be pigeonholed with the box of this the Silver and Blue. We're going to open the box, and it's really going to be fan participated. So we got some good ideas. I remember I told you about the shirts. Those are in works now. Like I said, we got some people we already contact. We got some good lingo that you're going to love. I don't want to say it because I just want to show it to you. But just keep on supporting the nation, the Silver and Blue Nation, Law Nation, DDP, Dallas Prospects. We all in one.
Phantom Sports.
We're all in EBSN. We all in one big cahoots. We're just trying to make this thing great. So keep supporting. I'm telling y'all, some fire is about to come out. Please, I'm not just saying that some fire is about to come out. Y'all be like, hell to the yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We're about to just keep on making this grow and grow and grow.
And that's it then. So make sure you look for us to say something else about this Saturday event with potentially Taco Charlton as a guest. Make sure you watch for that throughout the week.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to check out our show. And make sure you check us out during the week. We're on every Thursday on Laws Nation's page, YouTube page, and Dallas Prospect. We talk about the stuff that's going on during the week. So we're always just trying to bring that good Cowboys content for you guys at all costs. The season's going to be fire. I'm telling you, going to be at these games this year, tailgating, training camp this year, Cali, you feel me? We're going to be on it. And them tailgates are like fun like no other. So we're just really going to kick it and get into more Cowboy land like no other this year.
Until next week, that's Big Game James.
That's Producer G.
And the show's over.